So,
Good.
how excited are you for these next few songs to come out into the world for everyone to hear?
Oh, we've been waiting. Actually, we pushed it. We considered releasing it last fall. Also regarding booking and stuff, it closes typically during the winter time, right? So we
Mhm.
wanted to get in before that, but due to circumstance, we had to postpone it, and we wanted to make the effort now. So we've been waiting a long time. We've been sitting on it for ages. So we have three tracks coming out. Progressive metalcore, melodic death metal, I would say is the genre. That's what we do.
Yeah,
And it's a three-piece. Yeah. And it's the first track is Heartless Design, which is about how the human race is sort of like a broken design and how it sort of tears me up that we just can't, you know, can't fix stuff. We keep like just destroying stuff, right? And making things worse because, yeah, that's how we are basically.
that's really interesting, man, because I was actually talking with someone the other day. We were talking about having empathy and compassion for
Yeah.
people in general, right? Like it's obvious you can look around and see how crazy the world is, and it sometimes feels like what's the point? Like how can we change it?
Yeah.
And they were talking about stepping out of their comfort zone, like when they're out in public or
Mm.
something, and offering a kind word, or and
Yeah.
that small gesture, though it seems small, is profound because
It
you're
is.
having if you're having a shitty day and you come up and
Yeah.
I say something to you to encourage you or whatever, that stuff has a
Yeah.
way of spreading. And
Like individuals alike, but it's more
yeah,
like the the total sum of our impact on a lot of
the,
things, which are obvious. It's not great, right? It's
yeah,
we have this drive and we want to do stuff, right? And sometimes we just forget where we're
yeah,
going and which impacts it has, right? So I think it's very true. You talked about gestures, and I think very much like focusing on small changes, small, practicing just kindness and stuff will ultimately train you to be a better human being, right? Connecting
yeah.
with people. So
I
I
think
believe
as
that.
I think as humans, we need to do big things, and that's not
Yeah.
small things are what makes big things happen. Like losing weight. You don't lose 100
Yeah.
pounds in a week.
No,
You
no,
have
no.
It's small changes over time.
Consistency. Yeah.
So
So there's a dilemma. So that's the lead track, Heartless Design. That's the
yeah.
first track. The second one would be Icarus.
Hmm.
And Icarus is the song that we're releasing this Friday,
Hmm.
uh, the 8th of August.
Yeah.
And it's obviously about the Icarus mythology. It's about, going towards the sun, seeking the sun, flying too high, and, ultimately falling to our deathbed because we actually, go too close to the sun,
Hmm.
which of course applies in many ways to many things, right? Um, yeah, I won't read through the chorus, I think, but it's basically about going towards the sun and striving to be the very best of ourselves, right? We just want things so bad. We want things to happen, and then we tend to overdo it somehow in a larger scale, as we just discussed. So that can have impact, of course. So
You
yeah,
let
that's what's it about.
so you're leading the first song to be announced is Icarus. What
Yes.
so out of these songs, why lead with Icarus first?
I think it's a very strong song, and also it's our first song that we actually start off with a chorus.
Yeah.
Like we start the song with a chorus and then build from there. So that's kind of new. Also, we have Marcus, the guitarist, has a clean solo, which is I think the first in our history of the Vision Ablaze. It's like a very Gilmore-ish feel, like
It's killer. I saw
Pink
the video.
Floyd and stuff. And then John Iver, the second guitarist, he was actually in the band previously on previous releases, Utopia,
Hmm.
amongst others, the first album, which was a very big success. And he's actually rejoined the band now and is doing the this yeah this very progressive, intense solo. There's lots of bends and
Yeah.
difficult phrases, legato and stuff. Um,
It
yeah,
was when I have the video that's gonna be coming out too when you guys drop it on Friday, the review. Um,
yeah,
and I really like the approach of the song because it did have this different feel to it compared to like me listening to your first album. I think it's gonna
yeah,
catch people off guard, but the one thing I couldn't get over was just the groove of the song and the melodies,
yeah.
man. And I get slightly I get a little pissed off at how good you sing because
Oh, thank you.
I'm listening and I'm like, how the fuck does he sing like this? Like, you have an incredible voice, man.
Thank you.
When,
Yeah, it's actually talking about small improvements each day. That is the path. I joined the band actually after Utopia,
huh?
so I wasn't on that. That's a different singer.
Okay.
I joined the band, and I got the job because I am good to just in general writing songs, doing
Hmm.
compositions. Also, I could sing, not
Yeah.
great, but I could sing, right? Um, so what I've been training is, of course, my clean voice, which is just the natural voice as
Yeah.
I'm talking now, and then the more like distorted sounds,
Hmm.
which I apply, for example, in the chorus of Icarus. And
Yes.
then I trained very much the growling techniques, which you see in like black metal, death metal, like the
Yeah.
very deep, like,
Yeah.
and then the final one is actually the fry scream, which sounds kind of like a yell with a whistle in it,
Yeah.
kind of. Uh, and it took me some time because also I was sort of aiming for maybe the sound of the old singer and trying to find my voice in the constellation and all of that. So I was sort of forced to really explore all of it and do all the the types of
Yeah.
vocals you can do actually, right? So also combining them, so combining distortion vocals with fry and growl with distortion vocals and adding fry to that, and it just there's endless possibilities, and that's what makes me sing. It's so much fun just exploring like what can I express with my body, right? It's just yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Well,
crazy.
I remember when last year somebody sent me Street Spirit and I'm listening to it and I mean, you guys can watch the video that I was like, damn, this guy, wow. Like you have there's a lot of conviction in your voice and there's a
Thank
lot
you.
of honesty. So when I hear it's not just talent, it's like, wow, dude, I really feel what this dude's saying. And I'm sitting there,
Yeah,
and then when you fucking punch in with the growl, I was like, what the fuck, dude?
uh,
Killer, man.
it's a
And
great review as well. I We
yeah,
enjoyed it a lot. It means a lot to us actually getting those kind of reactions and
yeah.
feedback.
Oh, it was a pleasure, man. And being able to check out Icarus early and I can't wait for people to see that, dude. I was just really I like that you guys don't stick to a typical blueprint of songwriting.
Mm,
You
yeah.
said you build around this chorus and you led with that. It's
Mm,
it's going to be different, but it's going to be good with how you lead into it. Um,
yeah.
so did you know about the band before you got put in, or were you friends with them, or
No, I think I'd seen them around like on the scene we have right in Denmark,
yeah,
Copenhagen area. So I've seen them right and started a metal band and was practicing. I switched actually from being guitarist in like a progressive pop rock metal
yeah,
kind of hybrid band and then switched to like trying to really learn to sing. Always wanted that, and then changed into like yeah the serious focused vocalist job at the base of
yeah,
ABLAZE, right? Which really has developed me a lot. But I also do some songwriting as well, like on guitar and stuff. We're basically myself. I'm writing parts of the songs, not a lot, but some of the songs I'm not skilled enough to actually,
Yeah.
you know, play it live, but I can concept it and shape ideas. Marcus is definitely the one of the lead, writers. Of
Incredible.
course, has been in the band from the start, one of the original members, together with Christian, the drummer, who also,
Yeah.
has a good connection, of course. And then Lars, who's actually producing all of our stuff. So he's doing all the recording, mixing, mastering, all of that. Well, except for mastering on this Icarus EP, actually, that's Stockholm Mastering,
Hmm.
doing that part. But yeah. And then John Ewart joining the band just adds sort of like a flavor of the original lineup and the original songwriting. I mean, our songs, I think most songs are in the metal genre, are shaped with the music first and then the vocals sort of on top of that to emphasize the feelings that live within the song, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so, and also maybe connecting a dot to what you said about that you felt an honesty in my voice. It's like I always try to tune into what lives in this song, what emotion needs to be expressed. Being Street Spirit, it to me it's an awesome track with a huge chorus in the original version. Nobody can do that like he does it. But at the same time, it has like this frail, fragile mood to it. So we
Hmm.
really wanted to like express the full potential and the forcefulness of the song, and the big chorus really like fold it out and do a more forceful and dark ending, I guess. So trying to you should always do that when doing a cover, I believe, in any song,
Yeah.
but try to make things better, right? And
Yeah.
bigger and setting a new angle. So
Yeah. It's like it's showing honor to the original, but also kind of making it your own.
definitely, yeah. And I don't know if you noticed it, but I've kept it fairly close to the original in the beginning.
Hmm.
And then I've done some timing and also pitch changes within the verses. And then, of course, the growls and all of that, and the entire production and the heavy guitars, the down tuning and all of that is, of course, a change. And actually, in the end, I changed the lyrics a little bit, swapping a word with death.
Hmm.
So it's like immerse yourself in death, I
Yeah.
think it is, which is a slight alteration to the original, just to give it that dark twist ending,
Yeah.
which it has, right? To again, empower the emotion that we've sort of found within this track, right?
Yeah.
But it's a great track and was great fun doing the cover. We haven't done that before, so
When did you discover this inside yourself, this desire to do music?
well, I started. I've always liked music, and in my home, I guess my parents always had like a record player and stuff with the needle and everything going on. It's just
Hmm.
very, yeah, it's a great memory for me. I started playing guitar when I was 7, so I've always, interested in music, right? And
Yeah.
playing guitar, you're very much, you know, about the Icarus myth. You're trying to develop, trying to fly higher, trying to be better. And in that path, I went down the metal path because it's quite hard on a guitar to play metal, right?
Hmm.
As a genre, very technical. So I guess that's where it all started, and that's the path as to why I play metal. But at the same time, and that's like in general for the band, we agree that music is emotions and it's about communicating, and we want to move people with everything we do. If it's a hard section of the song or like a power ballad, rockish chorus, maybe even, doesn't matter what it is. It always needs to be like heartfelt and filled with emotion. So
Yeah.
that's always the goal.
I
So
can I can imagine you guys like all sitting around and having like really deep conversations. Does that happen?
we do, but also we fight a lot about which emotion is right because each individual has their perception of a song and what is the expression. Like, how do we enhance that emotion that I'm feeling? Are you feeling the same emotion? And sometimes we have conflicting ears, right? So like my
Mhm.
emotion says this, we should tone it down and make it smaller, and the other says, well, we need to blow this up and make it a huge chorus or something.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of discussions shaping the songs. Kind of like I think Slipknot said that they started writing a song and then they would fight till they couldn't bleed anymore, and then basically they would have a song.
Yeah,
There's some
yeah,
truth to that as well,
yeah.
sometimes.
I could not imagine having as many members in a band like that and trying to appease everyone.
Yeah, that must be kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I
And
think
so many skilled people, right? That's the
yeah,
problem.
big personalities and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
W- With with that as your, it seems like that's the heartbeat of the band and what you're doing.
Mhm.
You know, how do you guys come to terms with figuring out the focus of a song if people are being pulled in different directions of
I
how to
guess we
express?
sit down and just have a discussion about it, right?
Yeah.
In general, like we have a very raw demo often, right? Which is basically just guitar and some drums, which doesn't sound like much, but you can sort of you know somehow transform
Yeah.
it into what it could become,
Yeah.
right? And then we just ask ourselves like, what could this be? And then we pitch it to each other, and then we sort of develop on it. Sometimes we agree from the start, sometimes we have discussions, right? It depends. But it always ends the right place. Like it always we're always you know I think very much we agree about that it is the right place that we end up, right, with the
Yeah.
songs. And,
You always come together. It always works out.
we do, and the end product is almost always exactly what we were aiming for, right? We make sure that it's the right, uh, yeah, the right
Yeah,
emotions we convey in the end, right?
yeah.
So
What does I'm curious. I'm always curious about like a band's name and where they come. What is the vision of Blaze? Like what is that?
I guess it somehow transforms and communicates what I'm trying to say about
Hmm.
the emotions, right? So the burning desire within yourself, like you hear something, you connect to a feeling,
Hmm.
and you try to dig into that feeling and trying to identify like what is the focus, what is it, what is the song, what's it supposed to be, which emotion should I work with, right?
Yeah.
So that very much translates to the band name, the Vision of Blaze. So we
Yeah.
take those emotions and then we set it on fire. We just express it all the way without limitations, right? So
I I love that you guys are so honest about those things and you're so you don't hide. You guys know your identity as a
yeah,
group.
yeah,
And I think that's powerful, being able to take something that you love, your craft, your art, and sprinkle humanity into it
yeah.
to help connect with people, you know?
So important. So important.
Yeah. How do I know writing music is very rigorous and it can really be a mind fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself in a good mental headspace?
I guess I always work my way through things. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you get a song, like if some of the others have written it, I just don't know what to do with it, and I'm super frustrated. It's like what is this gonna be? I have no clue at all. And then I just start hearing it every day, multiple times, and then all of a sudden it starts working in my subconsciousness, and then things start to pop up. It could be on the bike, so on way to work. It could be like shopping groceries, or I don't know, talking one of my two kids or whatever. Like it's always super inconvenient times that things
Yeah.
just pop up, and it's like that's it. the verse needs to do this, or the chorus, that's it, that's the theme of the song, right? But I guess in general, I always just trust the process and trust uh, the other band members, like the writer of the song, and I trust my emotions. Like I always rely on, I need to just find that emotion that is right for the song and find the emotions within the song. With Icarus as an example, Marcus, he drafted the demo and he actually named it Returning to Clay, which is like the Prometheus myth. That
Hmm.
was like his idea of it, and he actually had like a part of a text that he had sort of imagined that that would be right for the song and all of that. And I always insist on just like hearing the song, experiencing it, hearing it a lot, finding the right emotion that I can sing from because that makes the most honest expression for the
Yeah.
vocalist, I believe. And then I just tapped into like the chorus feels like it's ascending, like it's always like taking you higher. And then I started thinking about the Icarus, and it had like this grand feeling to it, right? So it's kind of funny that I chose or ended up like writing an Icarus themes lyrics, right? When he actually has like Prometheus and Returning to Clay, which was pretty close to that emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
Um,
that's part of the cue as to why we succeed uh, with the songs. It's because I guess we understand each other
mhm.
emotionally. Like
Yeah.
we hear somehow things the same, right? So
Dude, I really think people are gonna love the drop tomorrow. And I'm excited to
thanks.
hear
I
the
hope so.
feedback. Yeah. I always like to when artists like drop their videos and everything, I always like to go and look at the comments and read what people are saying and
Yeah.
how they're saying. I think that's really cool, man. And again, I'm really excited to just see what is in store for you guys in this next chapter. So you told me about the two songs.
Yeah.
How many?
So the third one is actually called karoshi, which
Hmm.
is a Japanese word. And
Hmm.
karoshi is actually a term which is like in the dictionary in Japan, but it means death from overwork. Like people work so hard because the
Hmm.
culture has been like that, at least in the past. I believe it's kind of changing now, that they have worked until they literally just died from a heart attack or
Hmm.
whatever, right? So that's also kind of an analogy to the Icarus and the Heartless Design. So the three songs combined all have sort of the same theme, right? So Karoshi, death from overwork, um, and it actually has like this very slow, silent midsection, just as Icarus actually, where we put in this, or I wrote a haiku poem. I
Hmm.
don't know if you're familiar with
Hmm.
it, but it's like a very structured poem with different rules that need to apply.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, and yeah, looking forward to releasing that song as well. Yeah.
I like the theme of these three songs because it really does speak to the state of humanity. There's a big
Mm,
thing, especially over here in the States, and I'm sure it applies in other countries, but we've have people who will work for 50, 60 years,
yeah, I
and
know.
the moment they retire, it's like within 2 years they die.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
crazy because we're kind of programmed, you know, from a young age, you need to get up and you need to bust your ass. And then it's like,
yeah,
okay, I'm gonna bust my ass and just die.
yeah.
And
That's it,
it
right?
it's
Yeah,
really
it's
it's really interesting,
ridiculous. Yeah.
and it makes me think too just about how, you know, as I've gotten older, I'm almost 40. I
Mm,
have started to think about what is really important in life, what really matters. And
yeah,
as I've gotten older, it's been the people you surround yourself with
definitely.
and the memories. I want to
Yeah,
die. I would rather die with nothing but have a book of memories than have a bunch
agreed,
of shit, you know?
agreed. Yeah. I'm turning 40 this year. so it's kind of funny.
Oh, dude, yeah, I thought
Same
you
age.
were like
Uh-huh.
32.
No, 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 no. It's the light, the camera
Yeah,
light that
yeah,
makes me look younger.
yeah, dude, that's
No,
awesome, man.
it's no, and I believe you're right. Like it makes you also think about life and reflect like what uh, what is actually important. And I would always rely on being connected, connecting with people, connecting with my emotions through music, whatever. And just, yeah, in general, focusing less on like material things and
Yeah,
more on like, as we started off with, like being a good person, doing small gestures, practicing that, being kind, right? It's,
yeah.
uh, I believe it's fulfilling, uh,
Are
just
you so
doing that.
you're originally from Denmark?
I'm actually from Holland.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I
cool.
I lived I lived in the Netherlands for the first 6 years of my life, and then I moved to Denmark and had to start over in life. I was fairly small, so it went easy, right? Language isn't that big a barrier when you're a child, but at least I think to some extent it isolated me a bit in the transition, and I think that maybe uh, somehow trained me into investigating, my emotions, my internal life, so to say, my mind and such. And somehow maybe that's part of the reason as to why at least I believe I can connect to a song, to music, understand other people's emotions, and then express them as well as my own emotions. Yeah, I don't know. I think somehow that trained me into to perceiving things maybe slightly different than others. It's,
Very, very similar on that thought that you had because I myself too, I grew up in like kind of a religious out household, and I have no, if people have
okay.
religion, that's fine. I don't, but
Yeah,
for me it was more, I was very isolated in my
yeah,
life, and I had a very hard time connecting with people,
yeah,
and that ended up causing me to really look at myself like you.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
how do I
yeah,
perceive the world? What is my
yeah,
perception of the world? And also, I feel like people who might feel isolated in life, they have two choices. They can
yeah,
either just get crazy and hate the
yeah,
world, and or
yeah,
they can put in some work and really discover things about themselves.
yeah,
And that was a big focus, you know what I mean? And now it's like it's caused me like you to slow down, to hear
yeah,
people, to listen to people, to understand.
yeah.
It's funny because I talk to more people from Europe than I do America. And they
Okay.
say and they go, "You don't really think American. You don't give me American vibes." And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
that
that's
could be
right, actually. Yeah,
that could be a
I agree.
compliment.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually going to be coming over your way soon.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me know. You're always welcome to visit. Would be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I will let you know, man. There's some exciting things going on. So,
Cool.
um, but dude, before we end this, I just want to say thank you for your time and
Thank you. Yeah.
really being so
Welcome.
willing to open up about this new journey, this next journey. And you are very insightful, not just on the music, but I believe you are for what the band is trying to do. You being that voice, you know what I mean? I think is just the right thing, and
Thank you.
I can see the camaraderie between you guys and the connection and well done, man.
Definitely. It's if the connection isn't there, then you can't create a good song, right? It's it's emotions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
I'm super excited for you guys, man, and
thank you.
it's gonna be an awesome journey.